I've got to find some place to get the mud on. So.
Okay. Well, you think we got a little bit of mud? A lot of mud? What do you think?
I think we got a lot of mud.
Okay. Well, leave mine.
New. Stay out of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Recently, in the last few weeks, I have purchased, I being Chad, this is Barry standing behind me, and I know you can't see that, but I have purchased the and straight out of the box, I like a whole lot about this truck, but a couple things I didn't like, and we're going to show you, this is part one, we're going to show you how to fix those things. And just remember, we're not mechanics. I'm an analyst, and he's an engineer, and we say Dadgum old a lot. So we're going to start here. So this is what it looks like if you take the cover off. Take that somewhere, Barry. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I have discovered that the vehicle overheats, and so the motor has no fan. And so I have purchased a fan, which is, see if I can find where that's from. That is a, I believe it's NH. Here it is, NHX. Right there. It's an NHX fan. It's a dual cyclone fan with a heat sink on it. And so what we need to do, I've already looked up several ways to do this, and I believe they're correct. So we'll have to start out by taking the motor out. We're going to keep our parts over here in the parts bowl. And this comes off like this. And I will tell you that one other little thing that I don't like about this truck and several RCs that I've had is that these covers are actually not sealed, and so dirt does get in here. I'll do a video later when I find a solution for sealing this, which you can see I've attempted to seal it already, and it does and doesn't work all the time. So right now we're just going to worry about the heat sink. And so you take that cover off, and then you take the gear off right here. And then this just slides right off. And all this right here, this was tacked down with zip ties, and I've taken those off already. I didn't figure you wanted to see that. Did you want to see me do that, Barry?
No. Okay. Zip ties are easily shipped.
Right on. So under here, you've got two screws, and that's what's holding the motor in. So like if you're used to setting the mesh on your motor, when you, like, say, put the 3S gear, the high-speed gear in, these are the screws that you would set that with. So you just take those out, put those in your screw pile, and your motor will come out. Now I just leave that screw down there just because it's not hurting anything. And then you take these plugs out, which of course are already unzip tied, and then you've got your motor. It's right there. So I've got the heat sink right here, and the heat sink was about 1/8 of an inch bigger than the motor when I first got it, and you can kind of see now a lot closer. I'm going to make it just a little bit tighter on there, and the way I do that is I wrap the heat sink in a cloth, right? And then, of course, you got to get your pliers right here. So, and then you just take it, open them up, and you just clamp that down just a little bit. Okay. Now I did see one video of one guy that clamped his down about a quarter of an inch. His heat sink was about a quarter of an inch bigger than his motor, and it caused this area to bend, and so everything didn't quite fit together correctly. Well, it worked, so maybe it was correct. But I like for it to be tight on here so that it doesn't move. So if you do that, then you'll see that fits on like that. Okay. Now, when you get this back in here properly, you're going to see those things stay where they're supposed to be. But this is not going to fit exactly right. So I have determined that this middle area here needs to come out, and this area right here needs to be trimmed out about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so we have trimmed everything off here. As you can see, I've got the thing back in. Don't forget that this blue part, or the heat sink itself, I believe needs to be tight on the engine, or at least there can't be much space in there. There's a little bit of space over here, but not much. And then this is where it's going to fit against this. I will tell you, the first time we ground this down, we're not including it in the video. The first time we ground it down, it hit this area and held the engine up at an angle. So we had to redo that, and it would not line up. And then back here. Yep. And you want to get this gear where these two gears are straight with each other. That's what I'm shooting for right here. Put pressure there, and then tighten this. Double check it. Okay. I like to double check the tight. We don't want the engine spinning off. No daggum old wear. Right, daggum old Barry?
10-4 daggum old Chad.
Daggum old.
Daggum old. And I even called you Chad.
Caught that.
Won't happen often.
It won't happen very often at all. Take that.
What about this man? There you go.
Oh, you mean like this?
Oh, yeah, like that.
This, right? Get that lined up, and then pull that just barely back, right? Okay, that's what we did, right? The screw is underneath there. And we're going to put that. It's tight. Okay. These just plug right in here. And I put my battery cable there just because that's where I like it. Attached with zip ties.
Daggum.
Yep. Daggum old at that. Now, later on, there's another thing that's going to go right here that is going to be for this half, but that's all you got right there. Okay, so what you do now that I have actually taken the time to Dadgum, as we haven't said in a little while, correct, Barry?
Dadgum haven't.
So, as you know, this wireless module here, the receiver, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have anything hooked up to it because that's going to be the next video. You take this, which comes off a wire right here, and I'm plugging it into aux 3. You can work that out on your model, right? And so then everything's connected up. You can reconnect that with zip ties. Got one of those. Let me ask you something. For the sake of the channel, are you yelling at me?
I'm not yelling.
Okay.
There's no volume.
I will say, y'all don't see two friends having friend conversations, but Barry was yelling earlier.
There was no volume elevation.
Oh, there certainly was. And so you take this here and you plug this into the receiver, and I like to get this stuff facing out. And you plug that in right there. And then that is a very temporary setup, but that's how you get the motor fan. You can tie stuff down, and I'm going to show how I'm going to put a wireless case right here and tidy up all these wires a little bit. But I'll show you right now that everything will work. And so I've got a Traxxas battery. It's a 2-cell. It really shouldn't even be operating on this, but it's got an adapter here. That's why it's working. And we'll just put that there and turn on the controller. Right, so that's ready to go. And then, as you can see,
we've got turbo mode.
We got turbo and turbo, right?
Very nice.
So it is quite a bit louder than what it was, but now you've got an engine fan, you've got a heat sink, and you should have no more overheating if everything goes as planned, or I should say goes as Dadgum planned. So that's it for now for part 1 of installing the heatsink and the twin cyclone fans, the NHX twin cyclone fan. TT Pro. Yeah. So that's it for now. We'll talk to you later. Dadgum.
Bye, guys.